Former President Donald J. Trump has repeatedly called for an end to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. He has expressed frustration with both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump believes that a negotiated settlement is the only way to stop the bloodshed. He has stated his desire to see a permanent ceasefire in place. Trump has criticized previous administrations for their handling of the conflict. He believes that they have failed to prioritize American interests. Trump argues that his approach is focused on achieving peace and stability. He has indicated a willingness to engage in direct talks with both Putin and Zelensky. Trump's stance has drawn both praise and criticism from the international community. Some world leaders have welcomed his efforts to broker a peace deal. Others have expressed skepticism about his motives and his ability to succeed. The situation in Ukraine remains complex and fluid. It is unclear whether Trump's efforts will lead to a lasting peace. However, his involvement has injected a new element of uncertainty into the conflict. Only time will tell what the ultimate outcome of his efforts will be. In a move that has sent ripples through international relations, former President Donald J. Trump has secured a significant economic cooperation deal with Ukraine. This agreement centers around mineral extraction and is widely seen as a strategic maneuver to bolster Trump's negotiating position with Russia. The deal, which involves a joint investment fund for rebuilding Ukraine, grants the United States preferential rights to mineral extraction. This means that American companies will have priority access to Ukraine's vast reserves of critical minerals, oil, and gas. Furthermore, the United States is set to receive 50% of future revenue generated from new licenses issued for the extraction of these resources. This agreement comes at a crucial time as the United States seeks to reduce its reliance on China for critical minerals. These minerals are essential for various industries, including technology, defense, and renewable energy. By securing access to Ukraine's resources, Trump aims to lessen China's dominance in this strategically important sector. The deal has been met with mixed reactions. While the Ukrainian government has praised the agreement as a sign of strong US support, some critics have raised concerns about potential environmental impacts and the potential for corruption. Nevertheless, the Mineral Pact represents a significant development in US-Ukraine relations and could have far-reaching consequences for the geopolitical landscape. Behind the scenes, a heated debate is raging within the White House concerning the future of US policy towards Russia. The central point of contention is the issue of sanctions, with differing opinions on whether to maintain, strengthen, or even ease the economic pressure on Moscow. On one side of the argument are those who believe that the current sanctions regime is having its intended effect. They point to the strain on the Russian economy and argue that maintaining pressure on Putin is the best course of action. This camp advocates for a cautious approach, fearing that escalating sanctions could provoke unintended consequences. Conversely, another faction within the administration argues that the current sanctions are insufficient. They believe that a more robust response is necessary to deter further Russian aggression in Ukraine and elsewhere. This group supports the imposition of tougher sanctions targeting key sectors of the Russian economy and individuals within Putin's inner circle. Adding fuel to the fire is a bipartisan Senate proposal calling for even stricter sanctions, including a 500% tariff on countries purchasing Russian oil, gas, and aluminum. This proposal, which has the potential to be veto-proof, puts further pressure on the White House to take a decisive stance. The internal debate over Russia policy reflects the complex challenges facing the administration as it navigates this volatile geopolitical landscape. Former President Donald J. Trump has repeatedly expressed his skepticism about Ukraine's ability to reclaim the Crimean Peninsula, which was annexed by Russia in 2014. This stance has drawn criticism from those who accuse him of appeasing Russia and undermining Ukraine's sovereignty. Trump's skepticism stems from his belief that Crimea is predominantly populated by Russian speakers, and that its historical ties to Russia make its return to Ukrainian control unlikely. He has suggested that Ukrainian aspirations to join NATO, a move strongly opposed by Russia, may have provoked the annexation in the first place. This perspective has been met with resistance from Ukraine and its Western allies, who view the annexation as a violation of international law and a dangerous precedent. They argue that Crimea is an integral part of Ukraine and that its illegal seizure cannot be condoned. The issue of Crimea's status remains a significant obstacle to any lasting peace settlement between Russia and Ukraine. Trump's skepticism about Ukraine's ability to regain control of the peninsula further complicates the situation. It remains to be seen whether his stance will soften or harden in the face of ongoing negotiations and geopolitical developments. Ukraine's desire to join NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, has been a long-standing point of contention in its relations with Russia. Former President Donald J. Trump's stance on this issue has been characterized by a mixture of skepticism and pragmatism, reflecting his broader approach to foreign policy. Trump has repeatedly expressed reservations about NATO's eastward expansion, arguing that it has needlessly provoked Russia and strained relations between the West and Moscow. He has questioned the strategic value of admitting Ukraine into the alliance, suggesting that it could embroil NATO in a direct conflict with Russia. However, Trump has also acknowledged the importance of NATO as a bulwark against Russian aggression and has affirmed the United States' commitment to the alliance's Article 5, which guarantees collective defense. He has engaged in dialogue with both Ukrainian and NATO officials, seeking to balance Ukraine's security concerns with the need to avoid escalating tensions with Russia. The future of Ukraine's NATO aspirations remains uncertain. While the alliance has reaffirmed its commitment to an open-door policy, it has also stressed the need for Ukraine to meet certain political, economic, and military criteria before membership can be considered. Trump's pragmatic approach suggests that he will continue to prioritize dialogue and diplomacy in addressing this complex issue.